Mystery of stuff. Four top creepiest abandoned places in USA. Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, San Francisco. 1. A stagecoach outpost that faded away in Arizona. Since it was first established in 1863, Bumblebee served as a stagecoach stop and an outpost for the U.S. Cavalry. Although there was little gold in Bumblebee itself, there were many mines nearby, and Bumblebee was an important stop along the route. Bumblebee eventually faded to a ghost town once the railroad pushed westward, eliminating the need for a stagecoach outpost. By the early 1900s, Bumblebee was abandoned and left to the elements. There are many legends about why the town was called Bumblebee. Some say it was because the Native Americans in the area, unhappy with the location of the settlement and accordingly unwelcoming, were thick as bumblebees. Other legends tell of a man throwing a rock at a beehive to escape the legendary drunk K. Billingsley Calloway, who was apparently allergic to bees. 2. A ghost town in Colorado that endured a 23-day blizzard. Animas Forks is located off the Alpine Loop, which is 65 miles of unpaved roads that connect three small mountain towns. Animas Forks is located 12 miles away from the Silverton, which is still inhabited today. Silverton was once Animas Forks' winter home, as the ghost town of Animas Forks is 2 miles above sea level, which invites some unfavorable weather in the winter. The town's first log cabin was built in 1873. By 1876, the town had grown into a bustling mining town with more than 30 cabins. Animas Forks had 450 residents by the year 1883 and its own newspaper by 1884. In 1884, the town was buried under 25 feet of snow over the course of a 23-day-long blizzard. Residents had to tunnel their way from building to building during the storm. The town began to steadily decline once mining profits no longer justified investments. By the 1920s, Animas Forks was a ghost town. Many of the cabins have been well preserved by a historical society. 3. International Car Forest of the Last Church. Over 40 junk cars are half buried in the sand outside of Goldfield, Nevada, which is very nearly a ghost town nowadays. Many of the cars are intricately decorated, making the trees themselves just as interesting as the forest. The installment is very atmospheric. Standing in the field creates a surreal, post-apocalyptic feeling. The forest was created by Mark Rippey, longtime resident of the former Gold Boomtown, and Chad Sorg, who drove past the initial car sticking out of the ground and was intrigued. The artists collaborated over their desire to create an artist's playground. The forest has hosted controlled burns of buses during their End of the World party, held in August. Goldfield is a historic mining town located about 100 miles south of Las Vegas. It was once the largest mining city in Nevada in the early 20th century, but now only a few hundred people live there. Being the mining kind of ghost town that it is, Goldfield is a spectacle in itself. 4. The Wave Organ. This acoustic sculpture was constructed in the 1980s on the shores of San Francisco by exoperatorium artist Peter Richards and sculptor and mason George Gonzalez. The sound produced by this organ is controlled by the interaction of the tide and the waves of the bay as they flow in and out of a series of pipes. The sound is conveyed to listeners at several different stations. This work of environmental art is unique, there only being a handful of others like it in the world. Listeners can also enjoy the panoramic view of the San Francisco and Alcatraz Island as they enjoy music of the ocean. Mystery of stuff.